Kitty here, and today I'm going to be reading the silence study. So here we go. Everyone's heard of the horrific science experiment. Things usually involve torture of subjects who were forced to participate against the will. Scientists of these experiments were typically prisoners. Subjects of these experiments were typically prisoners of war who were as good as dead anyway. What if I were to tell you that one of these experiments took place in the United States? As difficult as it is to believe, it's true. In the 1930s, there was an experiment called the silence study. Finding an account of this experiment was nearly impossible, but an old university library deep within the archives was the first-hand accounting of the science running the study. Dr. Maxwell Armand, August 1949. The 1930s is a time in the United States history where poverty reigned rampant more than there was anything other in the nation's history thus far. This time period would also be setting for the most conventional and last study of my career. Getting subjects was nearly impossible. Find 10 homeless people no one would miss in the 1930s was very easy. As going to the supermarket and getting 10 apples. We would lure subjects towards the van with the promise of food and money, just for answering a few questions. What really awaited them was a syringe full of Duromol and a ride to the laboratory. All the subjects were unreleased sedated and were each placed in sphere rooms upon arrival. They were told one thing. The only thing: do not speak for your time in here. You are not to speak, not one word. If you do, you will be immediately terminated. Compliance will earn you your freedom at the end of 10 days. Do you understand? The subjects spoke to the answers. They received a mild shock, and the instructions were repeated to them. They learned to nod as their answers. Seven of the 10 subjects were shocked once before nodding. Two were never shocked, and one was shocked twice. The subjects displayed the highest levels of anxiety. After one of the scientists were effectively briefed, they were all put in one dimly lit corridor chamber with one door and no windows. The subjects were given no instructions and were observed for the first 24 hours. No food or water was given. Nothing of a note happened during the first 24 hours. A lot of sitting in the corner. Did it freeze? Oh, Kendall, why? No! Why do you hate me? Come on, turn on! It didn't happen during the other thing. Why don't you turn on? Turn on! Yeah. Can't do anything with the black screen. You gotta turn on it. interesting. But as you can see, my Kindle screen does not want to turn on for some apparent reason. It's being a jerk. So yeah, that's turn on. It's not that hard. There we go, canceled. Thank you for turning it on. Wee. Okay. Woof. You got it. Okay, you just gotta. Okay, give me a second to find where it was. Okay, you can't just sit there and load. No. Okay, I'm gonna. So I was supposed to be reading, but I obviously failed at that. Okay, come on, you gotta find at least some. Come on, Kendall. It's not that hard to work. I promise you that. Treat you perfectly fine. You're just being a jerk because your library is empty. This is not being very nice. Just. No, wait, it's loading. Ah. You got the Silk browser to work, you think? Yeah! Just help us that this works. Okay, give me a second. Can you just scroll down for me, please? Hey, better answer. Okay. Okay. Sitting in the corner. We plan to go another 24 hours without noticing them to see if they would react to a response for survival needs or stay quiet for fear of certain death. At about 30 hours, the first subject snapped. He started yelling at the top of his lungs to be released. At this point, he walked into the corner as soon as the door opened. The subjects stopped screaming. All the subjects just looked at me in awe. I walked into the center of the room without hesitation and shot the subjects in the head. The sound of the gunshot startled the subjects, but none of them. You gotta scroll, dude. I'm sorry. Thank you. But none of them screamed. Then I slowly walked out of the room without saying a word. When the 48-hour mark hit, some subjects, scientists and I walked into the room of the chamber with 9 equal plates of food and placed them in the center of the room. A female subject asked, "May we eat?" To which I turned to face at her, and again without hesitation, without saying a word, I shot her. I removed one dish in my assistants, and I left. The subjects were hesitant to eat the food, but after an hour they had begun eating in silence. 72 hours and my assistants and I walked into the chamber yet again. 8 subjects remaining, 2 dead with their bodies beginning to rot. The time we brought only 4 plates, and the subjects displayed confused facial features. The facial feature expressions, but did not say a word. Most immediately after we closed the door behind us, the subjects approached the floor. Without speaking, they each ate half a plate of food. This astounded my colleagues and I. The sight